First of all, I will discuss with you the one is the personal relief and rebates quiz, the one that I asked you to do last week. And I have written the marks last night. So maybe you all can check later. And about there's one question that I think most of you asked me last week about which of the following items are relief. So I have changed the answer. It is actually 1 and 4. So those of you who answer 1 and 4, you actually got it correct. So the marks is already reflected the score for that particular question. All right, so maybe we can go through the what is the question. All right, so I will just go through with you your personal relief and rebates quiz. Full mark is 13. So I think most of you got more than 10, so well done. But those of you who got low marks, I think you should read more and you should read more basically. All right, so for the first one, which of the following statement is not true? So the answer is the first one, personal relief are given as a deduction from an individual's chargeable income. I think for this question, everybody got it right. Okay, the second one. Okay, second question ni ramai juga yang tanya. Janet, a research assistant, took a master's course in biotechnology at a university in Sweden and paid 30,000 in 2018. How much relief can Janet claim for year assessment 2018 for the course she took? What do you think? Anyone? The answer is none of the above. Why none?
Course not in Malaysia.
Alright, so those of you who give 7,000 lah, 30,000 lah, tak ada because this one is for course fee ni, untuk relief for course fee, the course must be taken in Malaysia. This one taken in overseas, so tak boleh lah. Alright, so this one, the following are reliefs is actually 1 and 4, education fees and also disabled spouse. Not a condition for combined assessment. This is basics line. The wife, not a resident, she cannot elect aggregation of the total income. So the wife must also be a resident for a combined assessment. Insular relief is actually the third one, paid out of loan made by insurance company in the normal course of its business. And fixed relief, okay, ini pun I think everybody got it right. Fixed relief do not depend on the amount incurred. So fixed relief, for example, disabled child relief, which is kita dah tahulah if the child is below 18 years, then 2,000. If the child goes to university, so we have certain amounts. But the rest ni semua ada maximum amount and it actually depends on how much you actually spend. Non-fixed relief, okay, non-fixed relief, medical expense for parents, so the opposite of the first one. So medical expenses pun we call it non-fixed because it is also depends on how much amount that we actually incurred. So where total relief exceed total income, there would be no chargeable income for the relevant year of assessment. True, refund will be given for excess relief falls and rebates are given as a deduction from an individual chargeable income. True. Two types of rebates, zakat fitrah and other Islamic relief, and two insurance premium. Tak adalah. The rebates are only zakat fitrah and other Islamic relief je. Insurance premium bukan rebate. Insurance premium paid tu is relief. Combined as husband and wife assessment falls, not necessarily. And married man does not qualify for wife relief if he is not resident in Malaysia, which is also true. Because you must remember, if we go back to the resident status yang kita calculate tu, to enjoy personal relief and rebates, an individual must be a resident. Alright, so next one, I will share with you the answer for personal relief tutorial, Mrs. Mona tu. But I haven't marked your answer just to share with you the solution here. Alright, so what we have here is, besar sikit. So this Mrs. Mona, she actually received alimony of 2,000 per month under a court order. Okay. And she lived in a furnished house owned by her ex-husband who had given her a written consent to stay there. So the rateable value was 14,000. She ceased employment on 31st October 2019 and received 82,000 as a compensation for loss of employment. She commenced employment with the company on 1st December 2012. So this one I've corrected before. So the employment started in 2012. So her income for the year ended 31st December 2019 was as follows. So she had salaries, 2,000 per month, bonus, and also dividend. She contributed 3,927 to EPF. Insurance premium on her life amounted to 550 and SOCSO 147. She incurred 6,002 medical expenses for her mother. Incurred 2004 for the maintenance of unmarried child who is studying at University Tenaga Nasional. The child had a total income of 8,600. She claimed child relief. Okay, so you have to compute the tax payable of Mrs. Mona for your assessment 2019. Alright, so first of all, what you have to do is, of course, kita nampak dia ada employment income kan. So we start with employment income lah. So under section 13A, she has a salary of 2,500 and she worked starting from October so 10 months only for year 2019 Salary, bonus 70,000. Compensation for loss of employment, exemption is 10,000. So times 7, 70, and statutory income for employment. And remember, she got an alimony of 2,000. Number pun tinggal kosong ni. So alimony is under section 4E. If you check your notes, alimony is under section 4E. So it is her income as well. So this is her aggregate income. And personal relief, self 9,000, medical expense for parents, maximum 5,000. So EPF kita boleh ambil. Okay, why there is no child relief for this one? Anak dia belajar dekat universiti but there is no child relief for the child. Why?
Have income.
And dia ada income, you tengok how much is the income. So untuk child ni, if he doesn't have an income, how much kita boleh claim relief untuk dia? How much is the relief for this child? If dia tak ada income, how much the mother can claim?
2,000.
8,000 because the child is actually still studying and unmarried. So the keyword here dekat sini unmarried and still studying. So we know kalau macam ni we will deduct 8,000 as the child relief. But now the income is more than the relief. Nampak tak? Income is 8,600. So the mother cannot claim child relief for this child sebab the income is more than the relief. So chargeable income would be 53076. So the tax payable first 50,000, 1,008. So the balance would be at 14%. Okay, tapi saya belum mark lagi lah you all punya answer just to share with you. 7 years compensation. Okay, she works starting from 2012 Alright, for business taxation question, I have shared with you the solution. You boleh, you can go to my guru. This one saya belum share the solution, but I have shared with you untuk Naga Sendirian Berhad tu. I've shared with you the solution, and you can check later. And as I told you last week, I've shared with you kita buat capital allowance. I told you that was part 1 and we are going to have part 2. But when I look at your syllabus, I don't think it is necessary for us to go into that detail for the capital allowance. So I've updated the notes. Again, you can refer to my guru for your notes on capital allowance. And that will be basically your notes for capital allowance topic. I will not cover the industrial building allowance. So kita just buat capital allowance for machinery, motor vehicle sahaja. There will be no industrial building allowance calculation lah, because I don't think it is necessary for you untuk go into that detail for capital allowance. And for this week, before we go for our Hari Raya break and also your midterm break, for a long week, long semester, week 9 baru boleh cuti. We will proceed with partnership income. So it is a bit different from what we have before, but for your information, for partnership income ni, we still have to compute the income for each of the partner, which means we will still calculate based on individual. Okay. Because I understand that in your taxation 1, I don't think you have covered taxation for partnership. So it's interesting to learn about partnership. So notes pun dah ada dekat dalam My Guru. I don't know whether you have downloaded the notes or not. But very simple, sikit je untuk partnership income ni. My plan is that you are going to do one tutorial question later during class ni. You can try to do that question. And I will give you quiz on partnership income ni maybe on Friday, or Saturday. So that would be your last assessment before you go for Hari Raya break lah. So on Saturday, once I've uploaded the question, nanti I will let you know. Just multiple choice question je. Alright, so those of you who have the notes, you can refer to your notes. Otherwise, you can just log in your My Guru and check the notes for partnership income. So again, this is a bit different, but it's a combination lah of because we still have capital allowance in this topic. Okay. For capital allowance tu, I think kita dah habis kan ke? Ada certain part yang belum complete lah. Let me check. Capital allowance. I think we have go through everything for capital allowance ni. Alright, not much lah. So the example is already here, and I've also shared with you the example for capital allowance in My Guru. So please refer to My Guru under business taxation topic, and there's a lot of material there. Alright, so for today, we're going to look at a partnership income. Okay, so partnership income ni basically it's about partnership and how lembaga hasil actually tax a partnership. Alright, so first of all, of course, we need to know what is a partnership. So now, even now, you have your group work, so you know that is how partnership actually works. It must be parties. We must have parties who actually agree to combine their rights, their power to or their property, their labor, or their skill for the purpose of carrying out a business with a view of profit. Dia mesti ada profit oriented lah when you want to do business, and you have at least 2 person to carry out a partnership. But you must know that partnership is not a chargeable person for income tax purposes. Which means if you and your partner, you register for a partnership, that partnership is not taxable. The partner tu yang will be taxed under individual taxation based on what we have calculated before. Okay, so the partnership tu is not like Sendirian Berhad company. The one when we do business taxation, it is a company kan, Sendirian Berhad. So the Sendirian Berhad company will be taxed as a chargeable person for income tax purposes. But a partnership is not. Let's say you have 2 or 3 partners, so each partner will be taxed separately. Right, so we will help them calculate their partnership income. That is why the title of this topic is partnership income. We help them to calculate the partnership income, and we will bring that in the tax computation. If let's say the partner, dia ada employment income, dia ada dividend, interest income and everything yang kita dah buat before this. So we will combine that income. But for this topic alone, we are going to calculate only income for a partner that will be calculated again to calculate their income tax. So a partnership as a business ni not a chargeable person for income tax purposes, but for RPGT, it is a person. RPGT is real property gain tax, which means if you have a real property, you sell the real property and you will be taxed. Let's say a partnership ni, dia ada rumah, they have a building. And they sell a building, that will be considered under RPGT. And that partnership will be taxed under for RPGT purposes. But I'm not sure whether we are going to cover RPGT or not. Maybe ada juga kot sikit nanti. So RPGT is real property gain tax, which means, like I said, when you have a property and you sell it, so you will be taxed if you sell it before 5 years. So each individual partner will be taxed on their share of profit or income from the partnership. So again, so the individual partner ni will be treated as an individual, the one that we calculate before. So the concept will be the same. It's just that they have partnership income. We also have statutory income, adjusted loss arising from the partnership. So it will constitute the business income, current year loss of each of the individual partner. Okay, again, you can refer to our chargeable income topic, the one that I share with you, the format too. So from here, you can see lah, because for each partner, when they have the statutory income ni, kita akan bawa lah itu masuk sebagai each individual partner's income. But before we proceed, we must know whether certain arrangement constitute a partnership or not. This is the example for this one, because we really need to know whether this is a partnership or not. Right? So what we have here is Miss Kanita commenced operating a beauty salon in Klang on 1st February 2018. She recruited 2 beauticians and paid them monthly allowance and provided free meals. At the end of the accounting period, she determined her net profit after deducting all operating expenses. She then drew 80% of the net profit as salary for herself and distributed the balance among the 2 beauticians as a share of profit. So you have to explain with reasons whether the above arrangement constitute a partnership business. Okay. So when we read this case, we can see that first of all, Miss Kanita is carrying on business as a sole proprietor. Okay, dia seorang-seorang je. Dia recruit 2 beautician. Bila dia recruit, this is a master-servant relationship. She and the 2 beauticians is a master and server relationship because she paid them monthly allowance and provided free meals. It's just that to make us a bit confused, because she actually distributed the balance as share of profits, because normally the share of profits ni akan dapat if you are a partner lah. Right, so the receipts by persons of a payment contingent upon the earning of profits does not by itself make those person partners in the business. So this is the relevant case lah, just to help us understand. There are a few situation to make sure that there is the existence of partnership. Tapi I think satu ni pun dah cukup lah. You can see selagi ada like this one, there is a master-servant relationship, that is not a partnership. Alright. So for partnership ni, we can say that the existence is a question of law. Okay, so the transaction involved could constitute a partnership even without a formal agreement. Minors can also be a partner. So minors ni, we're talking about minors yang below 18 years, they also can be a partner in partnership, but cannot be held personally liable until they come of age. So let's say you want to perform a partnership with your cousin contohnya, but your cousin is only 16 years old. We can, minors below 18. But he or she will not be liable until he or she reach the age of 18. Kita tak kata, oh minors tak boleh jadi partner. No, in a partnership dia boleh je. And all partners in partnership are jointly and severally liable for all contractual and other debts and the liabilities including tax and also judgment debts, which means to some extent as a partner you are actually liable for all the debts and also liabilities liabilities incurred by the partner. So we have different types of partner. This one I think we can also relate because sometimes you have partners or you have team members in your team. So one, we can say we have a full partner. So full partner is someone who actively involved in partnership, and sometimes he or she is the main partner who actually submit the tax return. Okay, so full partner dia involved semua lah, actively involved in partnership. Some partner can be a salary partner je, draw salary from the partnership. Nama ada as a partner but draw salary sahaja. Okay, but still the liability still on the partner lah, because once you agree to be a partner, even though you only draw salary, but you are still liable. We also have what we call a sleeping partner. Sleeping partner yang tidur je kan, does not participate in business, so merely receive share of profit. In some cases, sleeping partner ni has a lot of money. So dia dump a lot of money, but I don't want to do anything. Dia kata, you run the business, you give me the share of profits only. Okay, because I have something else to do. I don't want to participate in this business. That can also be a case, a sleeping partner. Bukanlah tidur-tidur. Corporate partner. We can also have a corporate partner. Corporate partner is a company. So this partner ni, partner, full partner, salaried partner, sleeping partner, we're talking about individual. But when we talk about corporate partner, it is a company lah that actually involved as a partner. We also can have a limited partner. Normally a silent partner. Liability is limited to the amount of the investment in the partnership. Ini ialah LLB, kita panggil limited liability partnership. Which means if I, let's say I have a partnership with 3 person, I invested 10,000, and when I decided to be a limited partner and we actually sign up the partnership as LLP, kita akan tengok lepas ni. So my liability is only limited to my investment, which is 10,000. If let's say the business goes wrong and there are a lot of liability or a lot of debt, a lot of hutang, but my liability is only up to the one that I invested, which is 10,000. But for the rest case ni, if you are not a limited partner, they can also go to your personal assets juga to bayar all the debts tu. But here tak, for limited partner no. Normally we have a limited partner in audit firms. So audit firms biasanya limited partner lah, limited to the amount only of their, up to the amount of their investment. Alright, so we are interested in the tax treatment of a partnership. Alright, so again, like I told you before, a partnership is not a body of person that will be taxed. So a partnership is not a person, therefore it will not pay tax in its name. So there will be tax chargeable for partnership ABC enterprise or ABC partners tak ada. So no assessment will be imposed on the partnership. So each partner will be taxed on the partner's income as having a business income. Alright, so as an individual, let's say this individual, dia ada employment income, dia ada partnership. So partnership income ni will be treated as business income dia. Okay, so kita akan compute like what we have done so far lah. Kita akan kira all the personal relief, so dia akan dapat. It's just that this is part of the business income dia coming from partnership. So the computation of partnership income ni is similar to business tax, except that there are no deductions allowed for partners' wages, interest payable on a partner's capital, and private expenses charged to the partnership account in arriving at the provisional adjusted income. Alright, as compared to business taxation, alright, all the salaries kita boleh tolak kan? Salaries, interest payable, all the expenses related to the business, semua kita boleh tolak. But for partnership, no, private expenses yang charge ni kita tak boleh tolak, which means we have to add back. And any payments or benefits to partners are added back in the adjustment. Which means whatever benefit that the partners get ni will be taxed. Sebab tu kita kena kira balik the calculation dia. So this is the format for partnership. Alright. So again, for business taxation, again we start with profit before tax. So same goes to partnership. So for partnership ni, we have to add back all the non-allowable expenses. For example, depreciation, loss on disposal of fixed asset, entertainment. So we have to add back. We add back partners' private expenses. Remember, as an individual, all the private expenses kita tak boleh kira sebagai expenses. So we have to add back. So for example, the partner salary, interest on capital payable to partners. Right. So in this case, when partner contributes certain amount of investment, the partnership normally pay interest to them. Right, pay interest to the partners because they contribute the capital. So this interest or income that the partners get ni kita pun tak boleh tolak. That's why we have to add back, including partners' private expenses. Okay, so this will give us a provisional adjusted income. Alright, we will arrive at provisional adjusted income whereby we have profit before tax and we add back all the non-allowable expenses. Okay, kita tambah balik, that will give us provisional adjusted income. And kita tolak balik pula private expenses dekat sini because we want to know income for the partnership tu. So for the partnership tu, the private expenses ni kita boleh tolak lah. But for tax computation, we have to add back. Okay, so we less the partnership private expenses, kita dapat divisible income. Remember, this is a partnership, and we need to get one figure for the partnership before we can divide to the few partners too. Let's say you have 2 or 3 partners. We must have one big figure, which is the divisible income, to be divided among partners. Okay, how do we divide? It is depends on the profit sharing ratio. Some partnership, they have equal profit sharing. Senang lah. If there are 3 partners, so you just divide this divisible income, divide by 3. Okay, some partnership, they use profit sharing ratio, which means there are 2 partners, so the profit sharing is 70-30. For example, 70 because why? Because the partner ni full partner. Dia lah buat semua kerja kan. And then the other partner ni sleeping partner je. Just provide capital. So depending on the profit sharing ratio. So this will help you once you get the divisible income. We have to look at the profit sharing ratio. That's why I put the red font here. So divisible income will be allocated to the respective partners based on profit sharing ratio. So if the profit sharing kata equally, senang lah, equal je. Kalau dia kata 50-50, equal lah. If 60-40, then you have to follow. 70-30, you have to follow. Okay. Alright, so we want to know for divisible income and also adjusted income. Alright, so this is the format. Kita cuma ada divisible income, adjusted income dekat atas sini. So for divisible income of the partnership, it is in the Act, section 55 ni, for the basis period is the provisional adjusted income less partners' wages or salaries, interest payable to a partner, and private expenses of the partners charged to the partnership account. If private expenses ni not charged to the account, then we don't have to do adjustment. Sekarang ni satu account partnership tu, all the private expenses, everything semua dekat dalam tu, and that is why we have to do adjustment. So the adjusted income ni of an individual partner, nampak tak dekat sini is the partnership lagi. Here we're still talking about the partnership. Bila kita dah dapat divisible income ni, so we want to compute the adjusted income of an individual partner. Income for partner A, income for partner B, income for partner C. So each partner will get a share of divisible income or loss lah. So since this is a partnership, this is a business, they are not only sharing income, they also can share loss if the business is making loss. And also the adjusted income can be from the remuneration, interest, and also private expenses from the partnership. So what we have here ni, ini yang kita akan bring forward pula to our tax computation later. Okay. Alright, sometimes there can be a change in profit sharing ratio. Let's say the first year, profit sharing dia equally. The second year, now we can see that, okay, the other partner tu prefer to be a sleeping partner just to provide capital, but don't want to involve in a day-to-day business. So from time to time, there will be a change in profit sharing ratio. Okay, and apportionment ni is on time basis and based on the existing profit sharing ratio. Let's say they start the business with equal profit sharing. At the end of the year, they change. So when we do the divisible income ni, kita kena ikut yang the end of the year lah, the existing yang sedia ada dipakai. Not lama. Right, sometimes we can also have a partnership losses. Like I said, not only income that have to be divided, losses also have to be divided. Susah senang sama-sama kan. So divisible loss pun will be allocated to respective partners based on profit sharing ratio. So this is fair. When the business made a lot of profit, so let's say kita ada full partner and sleeping partner, so let's say the profit sharing is 70-30. So when the business is making profit, so the full partner will get 70% of the profit and the sleeping partner will get 30%. But if the business is making losses, so samalah. The full partner tadi yang let's say the percentage is 70%, so dia pun akan tanggung loss yang lebih banyak bergantung kepada profit sharing tadi. And current year business loss can be set off against other business and non-business income. And also unabsorbed losses can also be carried forward and utilized against other business and non-business income. Alright, so for example, if the business is making loss, kita boleh, because nanti we have this one partnership income and we will use this income to include in other income. So this loss ni dia boleh set off against other income that will eventually reduce the amount of tax payable. Okay, because partnership ni will be taxed at individual level. So whatever individual tu ada income or losses, semua kita boleh set off terus je because it is not a business taxation. Any questions tak so far? tak ada sebab kita belum tengok the calculation lagi kan. Just that you must really understand the different types of income tu lah because normally in your exam or questions we will give you like, you know, calculate divisible income. So calculate adjusted income. So you should know what does it mean by adjusted income for business, for partnership. What does it mean by divisible income for each partner Alright, it can also be a change in partnership. Complicated juga partnership ni New partner admitted. Let's say we started the partnership with 2 partners. And then you realize that you need more expertise, more skills or more money kan. So you admit a new partner. So bila new partner masuk, the profit sharing will be different dah. Takkan sama dah Or it can also be from 3 partners. Satu partner kata, so you have a dispute, tak nak lah a partner leaving the partnership. Ataupun the partner wants to retire. Okay, cukup lah dia kata. Alright, so from 3 tinggal 2. Again, the profit sharing ratio pun akan bertukar juga. Death of a partner. Ini lagi sedih lah. So when there is a death of a partner, so let's say ada 2 je. Satu dah tak ada. Ni dah bukan lagi partnership Dia dah jadi sole proprietor dah because partner at least 2 Let's say satu partner tak ada, so tinggal lagi satu. So bila death of a partner, yang ni okay new partner admitted, okay, partnership tu still going on strong. Partnership, leaving a partnership boleh jadi juga. Or retire kan. Contoh if there are 3, satu retire, tinggal lagi 2 still can go on. Death of a partner. So kalau death of a partner, the partnership tu mesti decide either to liquidate ataupun as find a new partner, cari partner barulah, as form a new partnership with remaining partners, okay, or as buying out existing partner and continue the business themselves pun boleh juga, or they as sell these partners interest. So let's say the father died, so anak dia kata tak naklah join the partnership, so jual je whatever bapak dia punya interest pun boleh juga Alright. Capital allowance ni, the one that we calculated in business taxation, is allocated to respective partners based on profit sharing ratio at the end of the basis period. So again, for capital allowance, like what we did last week, when we calculate capital allowance, there is no time apportionment. Even though there is a change in profit sharing ratio during the basis period. Kita akan guna the end of the basis period tu And also the partners in existence at the end of the basis period will not be affected even though there is a change in partner. And unutilized capital allowance can be carried forward to the following year of assessment. Okay. So this is the format for partner statutory income. Alright. Nampak tak adjusted income for partnership source. Ini dah kita dah kira all the divisible income tu, kita dah dapat adjusted income. So if there is a balancing charge, we will add back and we will deduct the capital allowance. Remember, this is actually for one partner untuk seorang, untuk individual. So if they have capital allowance brought forward, tambahkan balik. So this is the balancing allowance, and that will help us derive at the statutory income. Okay, so this is the format. That's why I said you must know later setiap satu income tu, what do we call each of the income. Right, I have one example here. Tengok dulu soalan dia. So we have here Danny and Lynn, partnership for the basis year 2017. Alright, so this is the income statement untuk partnership tu, profit and loss account. So sales, ada cost of sales, we have gross profit, general and admin expenses, okay, ada revenue expenses, partner salary. Of course, and this is a partnership, so when the partnership pays salary to the partners, it is considered as expenses. Alright, this is a normal cost of business. Partner salary, Danny 20,000, Lynn 12,000. Partners interest, Danny 5,000, Lynn 5,000. And partners private expenses, Danny Jada 2,000. So these are the expenses. And this is the net profit, 16,000. Okay, so basically this is the format of the profit or loss. So the first step is we want to compute the provisional adjusted income. Right, so we have to be very careful what type of income that we are going to calculate. So the first step, the very first step is to calculate the provisional adjusted income. Very simple. We start with net profit. We add back all the non-allowable expenses. Salaries dia add back. Interest dia add back. Private expenses dia add back. Ada 3 item ni je that we have to add back. 44,000. That will give us a provisional adjusted income of 60,000. Okay, nampak? Because the one that is not allowed for income tax purposes ni, kita kena tambah balik. That will give us 60,000. So from 60,000 ni, we want to calculate the divisible income for each partner Dia assessment salah kat sini. So from 60,000 kita less balik the partnership salary, the partner's interest and partner's private expenses. So that will give us 16,000. So from 16,000 ni lah kita nak divide among partners. So let's assume Danny and Lynn agreed that the income be divided equally between them. So if equally 16,000 ni Danny 8, Lynn pun 8. Okay, ini belum habis lagi because this is only the divisible income. Kita nak tahu adjusted income for each partner. Nampak tak? Here, kita baru dapat divisible income from the partnership. Okay, tak termasuk gaji, interest and private expense dia lagi. So, we need adjusted income untuk Danny and Lynn. Salary dia, interest dia. This is income from the partnership and also share of divisible income. So, saya pantang balik jadi kat sini. So, this would be the this is the divisible income divisible income. So sekarang ni dia kata divided equally. So sama banyak lah. Let's say katakan divided 70-30. For example 70-30 If 70-30 then you have to complete 70% from 16,000 will go to Danny. 30% from 16,000 will go to Lynn. But here equally. Tak payah buat apa-apa lah. You just divide by 2 So this is the adjusted income for each of the partner. Right, so Danny adjusted income dia 35,000, Lynn 25,000. What we will do with this 35 and also 25,000 ni, let's say Danny ni dia ada employment income juga. So kita tambah lah. If let's say he has employment income, he has dividend, interest, rental income, whatever income that he has under section 4A until 4F tu, kita tambahkan all the non-business income tu. Plus the partnership income. Then kita dapat satu amount, we get the total income, kita tolaklah pula relief dia, whatever relief that he is entitled to. And we calculate sampai chargeable income. Then we calculate the tax payable for Danny. There will be no tax charge based on the partnership. So divisible income ni tak ada Or the net profit ni, profit untuk partnership ni will not be taxed based on 60,000. They will be taxed based on individual partner. Alright, and the tax will be different lah depending on dia punya total income nanti kan, total income, the relief, the rebates kalau ada. So the calculation tu will go on just like what we have before. Okay, any questions? I can find you maybe another question untuk try buat. Alright, so for this one, I only share with you the non-allowable expenses, salaries, interest, and also private expenses. In fact, if let's say you have depreciation or entertainment macam tadi lah, or general provision for doubtful debts, itu semua kena add back. All the non-allowable expenses in the business taxation topic tu is applicable here. Okay, so non-allowable kita akan add back dekat sini. Alright, we can also have Labuan Limited Partnership. So this is for offshore, right? So it actually involve two or more partners who operate or manage the business altogether, and a minimum number is two partners. So yang ni I think tak ada apa lagi, boleh baca je lah kot Labuan limited partnership ni. Because this is actually governed by Labuan Limited Partnership under Labuan Limited Liability Partnership Act. This is for offshore partnership. Alright, this is another one whereby we have a limited liability partnership, which means the liability of the partners to only limited to the amount that he or she invested. So ini pun tak ada apa, you can just read. So the tax treatment of LLP ni similar like company where chargeable income for LLP will be taxed at the rate of 24%. Okay. So if LLP ni kita treat dia as company lah, not like yang partnership biasa tadi Partnership biasa tadi kita treat as individual so this one can be treated as company or business tax at the level of 24% generally. But kalau capital contribution dia tinggi, the rate will be lower. Sini pun nanti tak ada apa lah, just baca tu. Tax treatment for LLP, okay, this is also similar to company. Basis period similar to a company, return due 7 months from the date of the close of the accounting period. Tax payable monthly installment ni pun tak ada apa. Basically this is the technical part lah for tax treatment for LLP. So LLP can distribute profit to its partner and exempt from tax, okay, not liable to tax on their share of income from LLP, but they will be taxed on remunerations, perquisite and benefit in kind of the LLP. So this is just a comparison between LLP, partnership and company. So partnership is the yang biasalah, not limited liability, which means once you form this type of partnership, if the partnership goes bankrupt or have a lot of debt, so you have to pay the debt not only based on the partnership assets, they can also go to the individual or the personal asset of the partners. But LLP not, LLP is a limited liability. Company pun limited liability lah. So LLP kita kata legal entity, company pun legal entity, partnership no, because partnership dia kira individual. Perpetual succession no, macam tadi lah once partner die habis lah, you have to change or you have to add new partner. Capital contribution ada limit and partnership and company according to agreement. So this is minimum samalah 2. LLP no limit, partnership limitnya 20, company kalau private limited 50 sendirian berhad. Members participating in management semua according to agreement, but for company dia ada board of directors. Set of internal management rules according to agreement, but company according to companies act. Sebab ini company sendirian berhad. Access to finance, okay, LLP and partnership bergantung kepada partners investment. But for company tak lah, the shareholders dia boleh jual share, access to capital market. Return, so the return pada partner dibayar dalam bentuk share of profits. But for company, as we all know, dia bayar return pada shareholders dalam bentuk dividend. And tiga-tiga ni boleh dissolve by court order. So court kata okay, tutup the partnership, tutup the company, tutup the LLP, then boleh tutup lah based on partner. Okay, I have prepared one tutorial question, but I want you to do it now. So this is the question. The profit or loss account, salary, interest, private expense. And also what you have to do is, okay, here Bong and Teo agreed to share their income equally. They have capital allowance, 8,000. Okay, so you have to determine the partner's divisible income and also the partner's statutory income for your assessment 2018. Alright, maybe 5 or 10 minutes for you to try to compute this one. Alright, anyone wants to share the answer? What is the partner's divisible income? How much is the divisible income? Anyone? The total dulu partner's divisible income is the one from the divisible income. So you can divide it by each of the partner. So the divisible income is, I have 6,000 here. Anyone else? Did you get 6,000?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, 6,000 is actually for both. So when you want to compute based on this question, partners divisible income, so it should be 3,000 for Bong and 3,000 for Tio. Okay, so 6,000 is the total. Sekarang soalan minta partners divisible income. So their share of profit lah. Share of profit is 3,000. What about the partners statutory income? Any figure? Because here you have capital allowance. In my example tadi tak ada capital allowance. What about statutory income for Bong? How much? Any figure? Because you get the 6,000 correct just now, the share of profit too.
34,000 for bond.
34? 30 or 30 or 34? Okay, you all add the capital allowance Capital allowance kena tolak So the adjusted income, because in order for you to arrive at the statutory income ni, nanti saya tulis dekat sini So 34, 24, so I know where did you get 34 and 24 because of the capital allowance. Alright, what we have here when you have the divisible income tadi, so just now kita ada 3,000 each kan. So 3,000 for Bong and 3,000 for Tio. Betul because total ni semua tadi 6,000 lah. Alright, but now in this case dia ada capital allowance 8,000 and their share of income is divided equally. So this 8,000 ni we will divide equally to both So let's say kita tengok untuk Bong dulu. So you all dapat tadi if you put 34,000 or 24,000 you dah termasuk the 4,000. 4,000 capital allowance tu kena tolak sebenarnya. So what you have here is the salary dulu, betul? Kita tengok seorang dulu lah So salary Bong ada 22,000 and then the interest dia ada 3,000 and then the private expense dia ada 2,000 and then do not forget the share of profit dia tadi So the share of profit dia, share of income tadi 3,000. So here altogether is 30,000. 30,000 ni is what we call as an adjusted income. Right, now you're asking to calculate the statutory income. So sekarang ni dia ada capital allowance. Tolak capital allowance 4,000. Capital allowance kena tolak So that will give us 30,000. So 30,000 is the statutory income. Boleh? So do not add the 4,000. 4,000 ni kena tolak. Sama juga dengan Tio nantilah. So you just bring back all the salaries, interest, private expense. So salaries dia 14,000. Interest dia 3,000. Private expense tak ada. Share of profits 3,000. So that will give us here 20,000. So capital allowance dia divided equally 4,000. So dia akan dapat statutory income of 16,000. Okay, so I think most of you get it correct but for capital allowance ni, if you look at the format mana tadi saya ada share awal-awal tadi. Because capital allowance is not an income capital allowance kena tolak. Dalam ni tak ada dalam ni not allowable expenses je. So when we minus the capital allowance, so the income will be reduced by 4,000 and eventually will reduce their tax payable. Okay, I have one more question for you. Any question tak for this question? This is very straightforward
Madam,
because, yeah.
statutory income tu salah.
Huh?
30,000 minus
Oh,
4,000.
Okay, alright. Ada puasa mata tak nampak Tolak 4 dapat 30 juga. 26 Okay. So this is what we should do if the profit is shared equally. So kita share of income divided by 2 and also the capital allowance pun divided by 2 I have another question for you. Kita cuba buat lagi satu I know kalau tak you all tidur je kan kalau tak ada buat calculation kan. Kita buat lagi satu soalan. Alright. So we have 3 partners here. But here you only have to compute the partnership provisional adjusted income and also divisible income. Divisible income for each partner. Oh. Quick run ni is actually for Ali because later when you want to calculate the divisible income for each partner ni, you want to know siapa punya rumah tu. To get the provisional adjusted income for the partnership? Anyone? Because for provisional adjusted income, you just need to add back all the non-allowable expenses. So what do you think are the non-allowable expenses in this question? Because not all ni are allowed for our partnership calculation, partnership income calculation. Anyone yang dah dapat answer for provisional adjusted income? Kita tengok the first one dulu the provisional adjusted income dulu. Ada tak ni? Just give me the partnership provisional adjusted income dulu. Based on the partnership. Not yet the income for each partner. Because again, from here you have to identify which are the non-allowable expenses in order for us to calculate the partnership provisional adjusted income ni. Just give me one figure. This is actually in hundreds of thousand. Jangan buat 900, 400 pula. Ni semua 400,000. So the net profit is 183,000 because this is in 100,000. Alright, 314,000. Semua dapat So we just need to identify the non-allowable expenses. So in this case, non-allowable expenses is depreciation. Okay, the one yang kita kena tambah balik. So depreciation is non-allowable expenses. In that, in the previous example, tak ada depreciation. So here we have depreciation. So and again macam biasalah, these are non-allowable expenses, assessment and quick rent, sebab ini untuk rumah dia so tak boleh lah. And also apa lagi satu tadi, the insurance partnership, partners insurance. Okay, ini dikira private because the insurance tu for their life. So untuk this one, partnership provisional adjusted income, you should get 314,000. So those who got for 314,000, so you got it right. What about the divisible income? Divisible income before we divide dulu. Bagi saya satu figure, divisible income before you divide.
83,000.
Apa? Tak dengar Amira. Because for divisible income ni, kita just ambil balik provisional adjusted income ni and we less the private expenses kan. So private expenses dia is 304. Kita ambil balik the provisional adjusted income ni. So we minus the private expenses which are 114,000 So kita dapat 200,000. 183. Mana dapat 183 tu? Or is it for each partner? No, not yet. Saya nak divisible income untuk total dulu before we move on to each of the partner. Dapat tak 200,000? Because the apa ni? Private expenses tiga ni je salary, partners insurance and assessment. Depreciation tak masuk dalam private expenses. Depreciation tempat dia non-allowable expenses dia bukan private expenses. So your divisible income would be 200,000. So daripada 200,000 ni lah kita nak bahagi ikut ratio. Okay. So for the income for each of the partner, you can continue. I can give you the figure for you to check your answer later. So I give you the answer nanti you all check. Untuk Kuang RM, I give you the adjusted income there 85,000. Yang 5,000. Ali, because of the ratio 112 so dua orang ni samalah. Ali double RM144. Okay. Alright so this is your answer to check. Later boleh copy dululah the answer so later you can check your divisible income for each of the partner. So this is how we compute partnership income so kita ada, first of all you have to identify the non-allowable expenses and next one you have to identify the private expenses so you can go back to our notes tadi tu, so you can check lah apa yang kita letak di bawah non-allowable expenses and also what are included as apa ni, private expenses and then for Saturday nanti I think you all ada exam apa tak di Saturday? Kalau tak ada, I can give quiz in the morning Google Classroom je, multiple choice je. I think I will give you only 10 questions lah for the partnership ni, teori je kot. Because we have done 2 questions one example in the notes and then example just now and this is another one. But you have to be careful if, because we see the conditions of partnership, it can be addition of new partner. Yang ni saya tak ada bagi soalan lah. If you need more question, nanti I can find for you to try. But for this one, this is a very basics lah. It's just that the ratio ni saya tukar. Based on the 2 examples before, kita just divide equally. But here the ratio is 1:1:2. So, if you don't have anything this Saturday, so I will set up a quiz on Saturday morning, maybe 9 until 12 or until 1 for you to answer. Okay? Any question tak? So for partnership ni is a bit different dengan what we have done so far. So I hope all of you get the answer to check already. So I can stop sharing this one. I have a PhD proposal defense now. Dah keluar dekat kalender dah ni. They started already. Alright, so any questions tak? Tak ada
Oh.
Yep. Alright, so if you have no questions, I think that's all for today. Macam biasalah saya buat 1 jam setengah je And I wish you selamat Hari Raya. So kita tak jumpa lah next week. Is semester break Minggu Raya tu jangan nak on Webex pula masuk kelas, tak ada kelas. It's your semester break for this semester, a very long semester. I know everybody is tired. And you are now in semester 6 already, guys. So I'm sure you have a lot of assignments, a lot of work, a lot of, I don't know, tutorial quizzes and also exams to be done. And that's one thing. And another thing is that again, semester 6 is indicate your second year already, and I hope you can be more responsible, especially for the class attendance. So I have issued up to 2 warning letters already up to last week. And if you have issues joining the class because of the internet connection, because of you sign in using not using your student ID, please let me know, because by right, you should know that you should sign in to this class using your student ID, using our My Guru, so that I can capture your attendance. If you sign in using different email, I cannot capture your attendance and you will receive the warning letter, because the warning letter is automatically generated and I tekan one button, dia terus generate. Because you miss one class pun, you will get one letter, because one class is considered as 3 hours. So 3 hours means one warning letter, because if you have class 2+1, 2-hour lecture and 1-hour tutorial, then it will take more time for you to get one warning letter. But for this semester, kita schedule for 3-hour class, walaupun kita buat class half than that. So if you miss the 3-hour class, you will automatically get first warning letter. So if you miss 2 classes, you get 2 letters. And if you miss 3 classes, you will get third letter, and third letter will eventually lead you to maybe be barred from the final assessment. So we don't want that. And since you are all in semester 6 already, I really hope that this is not all of you, at some of you. So you really need to be more responsible, especially with your attendance and also the assessment. Alright, everybody has done the midterm exam, but not everybody sit for the quiz that I set last week. And so I really hope that for this quiz, you all can attempt and answer the quiz because I have check your marks for the midterm exams. 80 marks, I assign 80 marks for that question, because 40 multiple choice question with 2 marks each. Some are actually not worth 2 marks because the theory to some is very simple kan. But some question deserve 2 marks, the one yang calculation tu. So I really hope that you can, because you still have time to score, to excel. I will definitely give you more quizzes that maybe will help you in your grades, because looking at the midterm grades too, what I can say is that it's not that good because maybe I don't know what is your issue. Maybe you don't have the textbook, but I already shared with you the text booklet, so that will help you. You still have Lembaga Hasil website and also my notes. And as you all know, my notes alone is not enough. If you depends on my notes alone, memang tak cukup, right? So you have to find materials from the internet as well. Alright, and then don't forget your group assignment. And I expect you to, once you uploaded your video to YouTube, I really hope you can share your link to our maybe WhatsApp group, and also upload your final report in my guru juga. So you janganlah diam-diam upload the report, diam-diam upload from dekat YouTube. And I don't know the link, jadi I nak bagi markah. So the marks will go to both the videos and also your full report. And the report is due after your semester break and kita tengoklah nanti macam mana. Alright, so if itu saja kot, I think all the pesanan penaja for today before we go for our Hari Raya break. So selamat Hari Raya to everyone. So maybe the first selamat Hari Raya wish Ni pun tinggal minggu ni je untuk kelas. So stay safe wherever you are. Jangan nak gathering So the case are increasing, but I don't know you all semua dekat mana but if you go out, you tengok it's like nothing happen pun. Mall semua penuh, bazar semua pun penuh bawa anak kecil pergi shopping apa semua tu, please. If tak ada benda yang penting, just stay home wherever you are. So just stay safe. Kita tak nak, we don't want to be in the statistics. So please pray for us here juga yang we cannot go anywhere, stuck dekat Tanjung Malim ni je, cannot cross border pun. So yeah, I hope everybody can still survive this semester, and we really hope for I don't know, maybe we can come back to campus next semester. Tak tahulah macam mana. And I really miss the face-to-face class. Cukup lah 3 semester macam ni It's like talking to the wall pun. I can see your names je dekat sini. Alright, so I will see you after your break. So stay safe and selamat Hari Raya. Selamat buka juga later.
Thank you, Dr. Selamat Raya.
Thank you, Madam.
Alright. Saya Hari Raya pun tak ada tau.
Thank you, Madam. Selamat Hari Raya.
Okay. Stay safe. Jangan merayau Shopping can be done online je. Let your fingers do the walking. Not your kaki. Alright. See you all after the break. Nanti I will update you about our quiz for partnership income. Alright. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.